welcome back to 0.5%. This is episode 13, part 4. Just picking right back up where we left off. So overnight from the 7th to the 8th, there was this massive drop in the morning. I believe this gap was going to get filled, but I didn't know what was going on, and everything's been so news-driven right now. I was kind of just guessing. So I watched it come up to its Bollinger Band, hoped to catch some support from the crossing of the moving average, 10 over 20, and then just support from the 20. You can see on the 1 minute, the MACD is negative, but is trending up. You can already see we're into this average, though, coming down, and there's been no volume through here. So I decided to get out right here. Just rip the Band-Aid off. It's unfortunate that I put myself in that position at the end of the day on the 7th, but it is a lesson learned. And in my opinion, if maybe this would have happened with Nugget, I would have been willing to hold it out. But this is an inverse leveraged portfolio. It's made to go to zero and twice as fast. So it's not something that I want to hold, and especially with that big drop, it's a perfect example of like what can happen. But I was able to stay calm through the morning. I'm glad I got out where I did. It's about the same price, maybe a little bit higher than where the market opened. So I did, I guess, recover a very fractional amount of that initial loss from the drop, but it helped me practice patience and like emotion management. But right there was kind of at my limit. You can see at this point, the 10 moving average had just crossed back under the 20. So we've got 10 under 20, under 50, under 200. MACD's negative. Nothing about this felt right. The candlesticks are trending down, and they came down until about 10:09. And I'm going to move the chart over slowly so we can just watch what happens. Right here kind of looked like an interesting time to get in. You can see the RSI has just jumped the halfway point, is trending up. We've got a little bit of volume, but I don't know if I could have seen that in this minute. Sometimes these volume candlesticks take time to load. But if we come down to MACD, it's still trending up, but it's still negative. And you notice the price is pretty much just staying in a channel going sideways. But right here would have been kind of tempting. But then you can see the next 3 candlesticks, it is already starting to go down again. So I'm going to move it over. I didn't do any trading through here unless it was on Nugget. Let me check the spreadsheet. So what was my next trade after the 8th? It was Nugget. So let me jump to that chart. I did a lot of trading today. Unnecessarily maybe, but alright, so I did one trade in here, and I think it was for a loss. That's right. Remember, I took the loss in the morning, and then I took a follow-up loss. Because, yeah, once I saw dust starting to go down, I think my mentality shifted. Okay, go to the other chart. Because that should be the one going up now. But I was fooled again. So, oh man, shouldn't have moved that. But anyways, so I had gotten in, Jesus, so many support lines. I had gotten in here. What does that look like? It looks like the average volume coming in is starting to go positive. The RSI is high, and the MACD was getting really close to crossing over, but it hadn't yet. And you know what can happen too is these moving averages, they're just that, they're moving. So even with the price going up on the next candlestick, like right here, for a second it might have looked like they were touching. But then as it went down in price the next time, the shape of the line corrected itself, and you can see there's still a gap there. It never crossed. So, trying to buy that exact moment it's crossing over, to me is not worth it anymore. Like, because something like that can happen. Like, I'd rather see one more candlestick with significant volume and basically a more of a confirmation of the crossing of moving averages. So I had gotten in there, and then I don't know, I managed to hold on to it. I think once I saw the price drop here, my mentality shifted to it's about as high as you can see where I'm pointing. It's about as high as where the price started or opened at. So I was okay with it there. And then it had support from the bottom of the Bollinger Band, also support from the 50. So I felt like I was playing the right chart at this point. The moving averages were kind of in order: blue above black, above red, above purple, which is what I want. But right after, you can see the RSI dropped significantly, MACD kept going down, and then the average of volume looks like it was growing going out. So I decided to get out here when the blue was staying under the black. Took another loss there. Not a good stop loss, just an emotional one. And I think after that, I stayed in dust for the rest of the day. And I think I made some good ones over there. So let's check that out. Alright, so where did dust get me back in? So it's moving along. I think I made the nugget trade somewhere around here. I thought I was going to go out, and then it went this way. And yeah, so now the moving averages are back in order. We've got blue above black, above red. Purple is still above us though, so there could be some spikes up, but it's going to test that 200 moving average, and it's about at 1050 when the 1 minute MACD becomes positive and the volume coming in is starting to grow. Starting to see more candlesticks here. So it's moving up accordingly. But I haven't gotten in yet. I think I was pretty nervous because of that initial loss in the morning and then taking a follow-up loss after that. I was like, all right, let's just wait it out till something looks hopefully more of an opportunity, and I'm not just, gotta get in to try to make something. So this was my first one, which I think looks pretty decent and was worth the wait. So where I had gotten in, we had a significant candlestick, a lot of change there. Two green successive candlesticks in volume underneath it. RSI is trending up, and the MACD is way positive. It's 15, almost touched the 30, and then continued to separate and go up. So once this moved up, I don't know if I got it at the top of the price for the minute or at the bottom, because that would have been more of a confirmation to me. But RSI was going up, MACD was already positive and separating even further. So that looked like I did a good job being patient and waiting for the moving averages to line up. I got all the indicators I needed for that one. This next one was this much smaller. It had gone up. So let's see where this one started. This one started at the top of the Bollinger Band and then went outside of it. So it looked promising, but then came back down to here. I probably bought it at the top, and then I probably sold it at the top of this one to get such a small percent. But it kept going. I could have maybe waited that out. Let's see. So I might have been a little skeptical because MACD already looks like it's coming in a downtrend, if you imagine only being able to see it till this point, and the 15 is under. So I saw the cross. I should have held it, right, honestly. Maybe because it hit the top, I had already got a little bit of a percent, like 0.27. I was like, all right, I don't know what's going on. Let me recollect myself. I'll take the 0.27% and get out. Next one I took was a loss. Let's see where that was at. All right, yeah. So what do we have here? It's looked promising. Yeah, again, looks like the crossover, but wasn't confirmed. Even the next one might have been iffy to buy. And then what? There's no volume there, or did it shoot up? I don't know where the price is at here. And then there's this gray candlestick. I think there was no trading in that moment. So there's a lot of hesitation here, at least to say. And yeah, maybe I was expecting, come down to the bounce of the 10 moving average and then keep going up like it's been doing. Hitting the Bollinger Band, coming down, hitting the 10, going to the top, hitting the 10, going to the top. I went a little bit lower here, but it checked the 20 a couple times. Checked it again here, kept going up. So yeah, maybe not the best time to buy in, but definitely not the best time to sell. I should have probably gotten out. I bet you this candlestick happened so fast. I was feeling confident that it was just moving back to its 10 and it was going to shoot up. And then this slam came in and I was like, okay, relax. It was so quick. Something just got triggered. Saw the follow-up minute of it trying to recover. Tic-tac in between there. I was like, all right, no, I don't know what's going on. And I got out. Look how much separation was already in here. I have a feeling it was going down, and the RSI had just gone under, or was just going under. So, a good thing I stopped it there. Definitely got a little bit worse for a bit, and not knowing what was going to happen. I tried. Could have done better though. Let's see how the next couple ones were. So that was this 97. The rest of them are these three. These were all wins, a 33, a 43, and a 49. So at least I ended the day on some wins. I was trying to probably take some quick ones. Yeah, see, this is not what I'm interested in trading anymore. And what I mean by this is all of these low volume movements. Like when it's really going, you'll see it here. Like there's full candlesticks going. When you start to see these little lines, it's trying to figure out what it wants to do, and I sold on that one. But all these little lines, I would have probably just stayed out of all of this if I seen it today. And hopefully, I'm not just saying that because I'll show you what I did today. But I saw a jump there. I took that one. Another jump here. Took that one. These were kind of sketch though. So it had shot up, hit the top, and then I think I was just, after this first one, I wanted to take a little win. I was like, I'll take what I can get. And sure enough, look what happened next. It just slammed. Like, that had to have been a news event. 230 on 4.8. I don't know if I can look at the news that far back, but we'll look at the news for today. It'll be pretty interesting. It was a similar event today that I didn't get emotional when it happened, and it worked out in my favor. So then the next one, I took a little win from here. So again, MACD is positive, 15 above the 30, trending up, significant space between them. RSI is trending up, brought some volume in here, more than the candlestick before, showing, I guess, hopefully some growth. And then got out there. Was that it for the day? I had one more. Yeah, there's three of them. So then this was the last one, which probably looked the best. Well, kind of. Actually, this, I don't know if I would have gotten in here again today. So there's already a couple things on my mind. There's no indicator really to get in. I guess the RSI could be an indicator. But like if I think I saw this candlestick. So RSI is positive, or it's above the halfway, and it's trending up. The averages are trending up. So I saw the next one, and I think there's a tiny bit of wick on it on the bottom. So it opened here. It opened up higher than the previous. So I think that's why I wanted to get in, but it came down some immediately. I got 2 candlesticks out of it and then got out. It did keep going though, and this is actually going to be the fun part. So now that we've made it to the end of the day, I had that massive drop in the beginning. Took a second drop thinking that there was going to be a reversal of which ETF to trade today. And then once I figured it out, I got some wins out. Coincidentally, all of the wins that I got on the way out, if we zoom out, this black line is below where I bought. And this is the end of April 7th. By the end of April 8th, the price was above that. If I would have never sold at the beginning of the day, this position here, when I was worried about it going down even further, if I would have just held through the day, I would have not only recouped the money that the initial drop lost me, I would have made money. And even though that happened, I think I made the right move selling there because, like I said, this is the inverse ETF. It's not guaranteed to keep going up if you just hold. So without knowing that, and at the time, the moving averages, everything looking like it could keep going down, all the crazy news in the affecting the market, I'm glad I got those wins on the way up. I recognized it was going up, and I got some wins along the way. But it is a painful lesson to learn, having dealt with that drop in the morning and then seeing it recovered. But that's hindsight, you know. So I'll go ahead and end it here, and then we'll look at... Actually, maybe I'll put 4.9 on tomorrow's episode. I'm glad I'm wrapped this one up. I'll give you a preview, though. So today, I traded mostly Nugget. I did get a dust trade in the morning around, for me, 9:50, 10 o'clock. And then looking at Nugget, it's a good day for Nugget. Zoom out. Yep, so stretch that out. I got a win here, a win here. A couple losses in here, but really small. I've done a lot better job today of committing to a stop loss. And I had a feeling it was getting ready to go. So I was like, this is it. And it wasn't. But it kept going up. You know, if I would have kept this first position and sold it this last time, that would have made money. But I messed up 3 times in here because I got scared, and I'm trying to be more proactive on using a stop loss. But once it did hit, I got in really well. It was kind of crazy. I saw this jump up here. I was like, here we go. The averages are lining up. It's becoming positive here. It's just been sitting positive for so long. This is going to split. RSI is going up. The volume's coming in. And right after I bought in, this massive red candlestick came in. And it's crazy. If I would have had a set stop loss with Robinhood, it would have triggered. But I'm just watching it, and I don't know if that's for the best, but that was happening so quickly, and it would go all the way down, come up, go all the way down, come up, and it actually went down to here. Ended here, and jumped here, and I started to see some green, so I bought in again, and it went all the way up, went up one more time, and I sold. And it was one of my biggest trades of the day. So we'll get into that on the next episode. This one's going to be a little long. I had to split this part in 2 parts because my phone battery or my phone storage got full. But thanks for watching. This is a long one, and see y'all next time.